So I titled this, How to Find a Future. And I feel kind of overwhelmed with knowing how to really address that. Finding our calling or what we're good at, finding our gifts, our talents, our strengths is a long process, which most things in life are. And the truth is, I can't really tell you what you're good at in life because you're not sitting here with me. I wish you were sitting right there and we could talk and I could listen and hear what your life is like and the things that make you feel alive and the things that you're passionate about and things you're frustrated about. Because did you know that a lot of times our frustrations help to highlight how we want to bring answers to the world, which helps to highlight things we'd be good at doing. It's a longer conversation than one YouTube video, but I wanted to get us started because as I watched 13 Reasons Why, especially it was somewhere in the middle of the series where Hannah was looking at colleges and she felt kind of down going, I think my future is going to be chosen for me because we don't have money and I don't know what to do, and should I be a writer? Oh wait, I'm not good at being a writer, or someone showed my writing what I didn't want them to be. Like, there in the back of that entire episode was this question of, what is my future? I love how in one of the earlier episodes, Clay was sitting down with his dad, and his dad could see that he was struggling, but I really like the dad character because he's a little bit quirky and doesn't always know how to enter the conversation. But one of the great things that he did was sit down with his son on the front steps out front of their home, and he said, I just want to know what brings you joy. I want you to have something to hold on to. So what brings you joy? Your mom and I would feel so much better if you had something to hold on to. And that's a good conversation to have with your kids, and it's a good question to have inside of our own hearts. What brings you joy? And it might be easy to say, oh, well, nothing, but I bet there's something. Even if you don't like to talk about it or you feel like I can't share that with anybody, there's something that gives you some sort of joy somewhere. And I bet your future and the future that you want to build for yourself is connected somewhere in there. One of the things that Hannah said was, I want to go to New York City because then I can be a different me. I can be a different person. Sometimes we just want to run away from our present by thinking about the future. And that's not my goal with this episode. I actually want to talk about how do we figure out your identity and a little bit of who you are so that you can go out there and start pursuing a future, not so you can run away from your past or present, but because I believe that you have something that you'd be really great at doing, that the world needs, and that can promote healthy change, that can promote encouragement and inspiration to others, that can help. We all want to be a force for positive change. We all want to do something that's meaningful, that has purpose, that matters. And it's on us as we get older to figure out what that is. So here's a couple places to start. Number 1, do personality tests. Now, I'm not talking about like the social media test that's like, which once upon a time character are you? That's not what I'm talking about. Those are fun. P.S. I'm pretty sure I'm Emma Swan, but whatever. But that's not what I mean. I'm talking about some of these personality assessments that help us to understand how we think, how we process the world. Number one, that helps you to figure out your identity and also figures out a little bit of who you are and gives a point towards where you could possibly go. Understanding yourself, understanding how you were wired, how you were made, how your brain thinks, how your emotions think, that is really helpful information. It's going to key you in on how to make good future choices to choose something that's right for you. P.S., just in case you didn't know it, figuring out what you want to be when you grow up takes a long time. It's not, you don't take one class in high school or college to figure it out, and a lot of people change their jobs multiple times in their life, and it's going to change and fluctuate throughout life. So don't put all this pressure that you have to figure it out right now. You have to take these tests and you have to make sure that you make it because you decide now and then that's it for life. It's not true. We change our careers multiple times as adults. We just have a little bit more of a fluid system than we did 20, 30, 40 years ago. We stayed in one job for 40 or 50 years. A lot of people change their careers multiple times within their adulthood, so don't feel crazy if you can't figure it all out right now. All right, off my soapbox. The second thing that a lot of you can do is lean into your strengths. So yes, there's the personality tests, which are helpful, and my goal is to put some of those links inside of the description of this video so you can start taking them and get to know what you can do. The second thing is there is a really great program called Strength Finders. Corporate America sometimes uses this as a tool to run a business so people can understand, coworker to coworker, your strengths and how to really capitalize what you're good at inside of your job. But that's not the end goal. Like, we don't have to do that. No matter what, it's like seeing a mirror to your brain to help you understand what you're good at in life and what things to go after. It's not magic. It's really not. But it can be very helpful. So there's a book called Strength Finders. I think it's 2.0 now. Go on Amazon, it's like $15. In the back of that book, there is a code, and you can take an online assessment test. It does cost a little bit of money, so you might need to save up for that. It's worth it. It's so worth it. And in there, your results will tell you your top 5 strengths, how you process the world, and even though it might take some skill and guidance for someone to help walk you through what those look like and what that means for you, it gives you insight to your brain, your passions, your wiring. Now, it's not like it just pops off the printer and says you should be a circus ringmaster. Ta-da! This is gonna make your life great. But it tells you things like, no, you are a relator. You have the strength of relating. You're able to work with people very well because you can emotionally identify with them. Or you are deliberate, meaning when you make choices, you actually work through it and you take a deliberate action and intention to think through all the ramifications and consequences. So some of the language is a little bit grown up, like it can take some time to work through. They recommend that you don't take the test until you're 18. I think you could take it at 16 or 17. It really is such a crucial tool that I've seen in the lives of some of the students that I work for and in my own life. So I don't mean for this to be like a shameless pitch or proposal for that company, but I know it's given me a lot of help. And I think that a lot of high school students, especially juniors and seniors, and college students could really take away a lot of healthy understanding about their own life and how they are wired. Knowing that kind of information can set you up to win so that you're making the right choices so that you do move towards healthy goals in your future. We all want that. We all want to look at the future and say, that's something that I'm excited about. I'm excited about knowing what mine are. I bet you'll be excited about seeing some insight into what yours are too. The future is out there. The present might be hard. The past might have been awful. It is so worth it. Take it as one who's been in some dark places before. I'm so glad I never gave up. And I'm out there looking for my future and living some of my future right now that I thought wasn't possible 10 or 15 years ago. But I'm here living it. It was worth it to fight it through.